Keshavadhrita Meena Sharira Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Kshitireha vipulatare tishtati tava prishthe dharani dharana kirna chakra garishthe Keshavadhrita Kurma Sharira Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Vasati Dashana Shikhare Dharani Tavalagna Shashini Kalanka Kaleva Nimagna Keshavadhrita Shukararupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Tavakara Kamalavare Nakamadbhuta Shringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Bhringam Keshavadhrita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Chalayasi Vikramane Balimadbhuta Vamana Padanakanira Janita Janapavana Keshavadhrita Vamana Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Kshatriya Rudhira Maye Jagatapagata Papam Snapayasi Payasi Shamita Bhavatapam Keshavadhrita Bhrigopati Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Vitarasi Dikshurane Dikpatim Kamaniyam Dashamukhamoli Balim Ramaniyam Keshavadhrita Rama Sharira Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Vahasiva Pushi Vishade Vasanang Jaladabham Halahati Bhiti Milita Yamunabham Keshavadhrita Haladhara Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Nindasi Yagya Vidheraha Shruti Jatam Sadaya Hridaya Darshita Dapashukatam Keshavadhrita Buddha Sharira Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Lechanivaha nidhane kalayasi karavala Dhumaketamiva kimapi karala Keshavadhrita Kalki Sharira Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare, Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Shri Jaya Deva Kaveridamuditarudaram Shunu Sukhadam Shubhadam Bhavasaram Keshavadhrita Dashavidharupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Vitarasi Dikshurane Dikpatim Kamaniyam Dashamukhamoli Balim Ramaniyam Keshavadhrita Rama Sharira Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Keshavadhrita Rama Sharira Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Shri Ramachandra Bhagavan ki jai. Shri Rama Navami Mahotsav ki jai. Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 1 Chapter 3 Text 20. Yeah, 22. Translation. And Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. Nara Devatvam Apanaha Sura Karya Chikirshaya Samudra Nigraha Adini Chakre Viryani Ataha Param Naradevattvamapana Surakarya Chikirshaya Samudra Nigrahadini Chakre Viryanyatah Param Naradevatvamapanna Surakarya Chikirshaya Samudra Nigrahadini Chakre Viryanyatah Param Surakarya Chikirshaya Suragraha Chakre Viryanyatah Param Naradevatvamapanna Surakarya Chikirshaya Mudra Nigrahadini Chakre Viryanyatah Param Naradevatvamapanna Surakarya Chikirshaya Samudra Nigrahadini Chakre Viryanyatah Param Naradevatvamapanna Surakarya Chikirshaya Samudra Nigrahadini Chakre Devis Naradevatvamapanna Suryakarya Chikirshaya Nigrahadini Chakre Viryanyatah Param Nara, human being. Devatvam, divinity. Apanaha, having assumed the form of. Sura, the demigods. Karya, activities. Chikirshaya, for the purpose of performing. Samudra, the Indian Ocean. Nigraha, Adini, controlling, etc. Chakre, did perform. Viryani, superhuman prowess. Ataha, param, thereafter. Translation. In the 18th incarnation, the Lord appeared as King Rama. In order to perform some pleasing work for the demigods, he exhibited superhuman powers by controlling the Indian Ocean and then killing the atheist King Ravana, who was on the other side of the sea. Purport. The personality of Godhead Sri Rama assumed the form of a human being and appeared on the earth for the purpose of doing some pleasing work for the demigods or the administrative personalities to maintain the order of the universe. Sometimes great demons and atheists like Ravana and Hiranyakashipu and many others become very famous due to advancing material civilization by the help of material science and other activities with the spirit of challenging the established order of the Lord. For example, the attempt to fly to other planets by material means is a challenge to the established order. The conditions of each and every planet are different, and different classes of human beings are accommodated there for particular purposes mentioned in the codes of the Lord. But puffed up by tiny success in material advancement, sometimes the godless materialists challenge the existence of God. Ravana was one of them, and he wanted to deport ordinary man to the planet of Indra, heaven, by material means, without consideration of the necessary qualifications. He wanted a staircase to be built up directly reaching the heavenly planet so that people might not be required to undergo the routine of pious work necessary to enter that planet. He also wanted to perform other acts against the established rule of the Lord. He even challenged the authority of Sri Rama, the personality of Godhead, and kidnapped his wife Sita. Of course, Lord Rama came to chastise this atheist, answering the prayer and desire of the demigods. He therefore took up the challenge of Ravana and the complete activities, subject matter of Ramayana. Because Lord Ramachandra was the personality of Godhead, he exhibited superhuman activities which no human being, including the materially advanced Ravana, could perform. Lord Ramachandra prepared a royal road on the Indian Ocean with stones that floated on the water. The modern scientists have done research in the area of weightlessness. It's not possible to bring in weightlessness anywhere and everywhere, but because weightlessness is the creation of the God, by which he can make the gigantic planets fly and float in the air, he made the stones even within this earth to be weightless. He prepared a stone bridge on the sea of any pillar. That is the display of the power of God. Om Jnanatirmirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurin Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guru Namashresh Rupam Tatu Radha Kundam Vivaram Cham Vandeham Shri Guru Shriyatah Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagraja Radhunat Sadvaitam Savadhutam Harijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shiva Krishna Agana Lal Guru Vaishnava Bhagavan Ines San Anayase Hare Nijapanchita Pura Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama. Again, on Rama Navami, we have the transcendental pleasure of recalling the names, the fame, the form, the pastimes of Lord Sri Rama, personal Godhead. Actually, we should do so all the time, at every moment. In our Gauriya Sampradaya, we're particularly aiming at Radha and Krishna in Vrindavan, but don't forget Rama. And Krishna Lila in Vrindavan is incomplete without knowledge of Ramayana. And so the gopis are always chastising Krishna. You're such a... You're always telling us that you're Vishnu, but Rama, he did something useful with the monkeys. All you can do is steal butter and throw it to them. What can you do? So Krishna showed. He built a bridge over Pavanasaro, not over the ocean, but a floating bridge. And then the gopis, they're also chastising. See, in your previous life, Vamana, you cheated Bali Maharaj. As Rama, you were so cruel that the Shurpanaka, you had her nose cut. So they know. Without Ram Leela, there's no full fun to Krishna Leela. But it's a lot more. Ram Leela, what is it? It's immense. There's a story, you can read it from the beginning to the end, but you never finish it, because it's Ramayana. Round and round and round. It never ends. Never ends. The great devotees of Rama, they read again and again and again. They never end. They know what the story is. I don't know if any of you had the misfortune to read Harry Potter stories. I didn't. Fortunately, I joined this before all that nonsense began. But I can imagine you read it once and then you already know the story, and it's no fun after that. In our generation, it was Lord of the Rings, right? The big thing. Tolkien's. I read it the first time, and I thought I'd read it again because it was so good. Not the same the second. Maybe some people juice out of it the second. It's punas charvita charvananam. Useless juice in the first place. And then it becomes more useless the more you try to squeeze it out. But with Ram Leela, it becomes Krishna Leela, Vaman Leela. It becomes Shrinu Sukadam Shubhadam Bhavasaram. Hearing again and again and again, it increases the happiness of the whole world, the spaciousness within the whole world. And now it's being translated with commentary by Vidvan Gauranga Prabhu extensively, Valmiki Ramayana. So read that, along with all the other things you have to read to fill people's homes up with Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Prabhupada Leela, all the other small readings. So many other books. Fill it up with. Got Ramayana? Yeah, I got Ramayana. They have that first edition I ever read before when it's gone. Rajaji, what's his name? Chennai. Rajagopalacharya, his Mayavadic edition. I read that. That's one. So yeah, I know a little, and then we give them a pile when it's finished. Vidvan Gauranga's. Yeah, this is Ram. It's another set. Set distribution will never end. One reason Vidvan Gaura, one main reason he's doing is he sees the need for Varnashram Dharma, which is Dharma, and sees that while our whole ISKCON movement is very busy transcending Dharma, they never really understood what Dharma is in the first place. And if you try to transcend Dharma without knowing what Dharma is in the first place, you trip up and you fall into adharma. That's what happens with the Sahajya. So Maryada Purushottam, Bhagavan Ramachandra comes to establish what is Maryada, which literally means a line or a limit. What are the loosely translated as etiquette? Dharma. What is Dharma? He comes to establish what is Dharma. And then Krishna is Leela Purushottam, who comes to establish that he's God and he doesn't have to follow any Dharma. But that's very difficult for people to understand. Actually, it's not unless they get their minds messed up. People in India in general, they hear about Krishna dancing with the gopis and this and that. They're not deep theologians, but they know it's okay because it's Krishna. They know it's not okay for anyone else. So Dharma is so much discussed in Ramayana, and we can get a very good idea of what Dharma is. It's one of those non-translatable words from Sanskrit to English. And even if you try to define it in Sanskrit, it's very difficult to fully define it. It has so many aspects. And it seems to be elusive. We have definitions. We have the one that Srila Prabhupada quoted often from Bhagavatam. Dharmang tu, what is that? Sakshat pranitam. That Bhagavat pranitam. Dharmang tu Bhagavat pranitam. That which is given by Krishna. But then you still say, well, okay, gave it, but what is it exactly? And it's hard to, what is love exactly? You can't exactly define. What is hate exactly? Actually, anything if you want to define exactly. Even things that we think are very easy to define. What is a line? It's the nearest, it's the shortest route between 2 points, but then point. No, you can't define a point, because as soon as you define it, as soon as you put Maryada, it is not a point. As soon as you put it, it's a point, there are points within it. So there's no, you can't define, it's there, but you can't define it. The same way you can't define a line, because where is the beginning? Yeah, and the point doesn't have a beginning and end. This is the kind of things that they're like listening. But some people, at least they're thinking something. But Dharma is so essential for human society that the Supreme Personality of Godhead comes himself and enacts his pastimes to show that, as is stated in Ramayana, Durlabham hi sada sukham. It's very rare to be always happy. Ram said this to Kaikeyi when he saw his father deeply lamenting that my son is going away for 14 years. And that was one of the arguments why Ram should come back and not go. But Ram said, anyway, there's suffering in this world. And the Ramayana shows how Rama, by his example, was willing to accept so much difficulty to uphold dharma. It's better to act for the sake of dharma than to act for the sake of personal happiness. And what is dharma? That's a good question. The basic meaning we have in the Ramayana itself. Dharana dharmam ityahu dharmena vidruta prajaha. Vidrita prajaha. Dharma is called dharma because it sustains or supports society. And it holds everyone together. That which holds, that which supports. That which is... Srila Prabhupada often gave the example or the meaning that dharma is the basic characteristic of something. Sugar is sweet. If it's not sweet, it's not sugar, or you have a misunderstanding of it if you have jaundice. Chili is hot. It's not hot, it's not chili. So the dharma of the living being is to serve. So in jaundice condition, we think that service is service to one's misconstrued sense of self, and then service to the what is that? To griha kshetra sutta, service to the wife, family, friends, and all these things. So dharma is that which sustains or supports society. Then what exactly is dharma? What is how to understand? In Mahabharata, and more so in in Ramayana, and more so in Mahabharata, we get again and again and again and again this dharma sankat, where two principles of dharma come in conflict with each other. And then how is it resolved? The Bhagavad Gita is a prime example, that Arjuna was in a situation where it was his dharma to fight, but it was against dharma to fight. In the same situation. How do you resolve that? So again and again we get in Mahabharata and in Ramayana also to establish how one should live and behave in this world. And on the basis of that, Vedic society, since time immemorial, has gone on largely on the legal basis, the moral basis has gone on largely on the basis of Ramayana and Mahabharata. And even somehow or other, someone sent me something. Some court case was being discussed in the High Court in Madras over 100 years ago, with the lawyers, Brahmins of course, arguing in English and quoting from Mahabharata, Manusmriti, and all these things. So, up to the present day, Srila Prabhupada writes that in the Hindu jurisprudence, not Indian. Hindu jurisprudence is based on the Shastra. Kind of the next quote. To keep on talking, find it. If I don't find it, I'm on. Anyway, without it, better if I find it. Filibustering. But I find it. I didn't do my dharma very well. I didn't have this right. Here we are. Okay, what is dharma? We can, if we can't define it very well, maybe we can understand it from its effects. Just like love, we can't define it exactly, but it makes you crazy, makes you feel good, but it makes you feel crazy, and whatever else. So also from Ramayana, I'm quoting here from quotes from Ramayana to give an idea how much we can learn from Ramayana. Dharmad artha prabhavati, dharmat prabhavate sukham, dharmena labhate sarvam, dharma sara idam jagat. From dharma comes artha, here understood in the sense of wealth, but more importantly understood in the sense of meaning and purpose. From dharma comes sukham, happiness. From dharma comes everything. Dharma is the essence of this world. Atmanam niyamai haishthai karshayitva prayatnataha prapyate nipunair dharmo nasukhat labhate sukham. Dharma, this is Sita speaking to Rama. Dharma is the source of happiness. It can be attained by an expert person only after observing various disciplines for self-purification and after great effort subjecting himself to much trouble. One cannot attain dharma by leading a life given to the pursuit of happiness. So from dharma comes happiness, but if one tries to get happiness without dharma, you can't get dharma and then you can't get happiness. Logical. This was when Sita, she was getting on Rama's case a little bit. We don't hear so much about that, but she also discharged one of the duties of a wife is to, if she thinks he's going a little off course, to gently try and convince him to get back on course. So seeing him wandering around with his bow and arrows, she tried to dissuade him from that. See, if that you came to the forest where the rishis come, they live a life of ahimsa. But if you have bows and arrows, then naturally you're going to have the feeling to want to use it. She gave the example of Indra wanted to cause the fall down of a rishi. So Indra gave him some weapons. Could you look after these? Then the rishis, just by association, started thinking of using them, and the rishi became violent and he lost his rishitva, his status as a rishi. And Ram corrected Sita. But actually, I am in the forest and I'm dressed forest clothes, but I'm a kshatriya. Kshatriya has to have the weapons for protecting the rishis, which is one reason he was eager to go to the forest, having heard of the rishis in the forest being attacked and harassed by rakshasas. We find also Draupadi. Anyway, I go off on too many tangents here, otherwise you'll be here all day. And there are other things to do also. Nasa sabha yatra nasanti vriddha. Vriddha nate Yae na vadanti dharmam na so dharmo yatra na satyamasti na tat satyam yacchalenanu. A sabha, meaning an assembly of wise men who discuss dharma, is not a sabha unless there are wise old men to join the sabha. They are not wise old men who do not know dharma. We could send this to certain people. There is no dharma where there is not truth, and there is no truth which is covered over with deceit. Just remember that as we go on to the next quote, which is Ahu satyami paramam dharmam dharmavido janaha. Those who know what is dharma say that truth is the highest dharma. Who said this? This is in Ramayana. Kaikeyi said it to Rama. You gave your word, you have to follow it. But this is truth covered by deceit. She's citing dharma for her adharmic purposes. Rama accepted that it was dharmic to go to the forest, but her motive was not dharmic, just the opposite. So it's the devil quoting scripture. She was citing dharma, and what she said is true, and it's quite quotable. But she did it for the wrong purpose. And that's another big discussion, how Rama treated Kaikeyi. He never felt anything bad toward her. That's amazing. That's another whole big topic. And yeah, we need, how many lifetimes do we need? Endless to discuss all these. So truth and dharma, the interaction of truth and dharma, which is very much, we find in Ramayana, how Rama is, anyway, we'll get to that. Satyam eveshvaro loke satye dharma samashritaha. This world is controlled by truth and dharma is rooted in truth. This is Rama speaking to Jabali, because everyone is Rama is saying, I have to uphold my dharma. I gave my word to my father, I have to uphold it. And even his father is telling him, no, forget it, it doesn't matter. Everyone is telling Rama, forget, or they're trying to convince him that when he met the rishis are trying to convince him that actually it's quite acceptable according to dharma to go back to Ayodhya. it didn't work. Ram defeated them in discussion, and Jabali Rishi comes out and says, what is all this dharma anyway, all this nonsense dharma, and what's the use of dharma? You only get trouble by dharma, and all these people following dharma, they never have any good in life. And then Rama understood that he's getting really desperate, because he's actually a rishi, but he's saying this, he's thinking he is thinking that it is so much dharma, he is thinking it's so much dharma to get me to go back, that he's willing to speak adharma to get me to go back. But Rama said that truth controls this world and dharma is rooted in truth. So I gave my word, that's it, finished. So he defeated him also. Even when others tried to defeat him in establishing what is dharma, they were unsuccessful. So okay, throw out dharma, and then there would have been no need for Buddha to come, right? But Buddha had to come also. So, Rama upholding again and again, very valuably. Rama himself, to Kaikeyi, Ramo Divir Nabhibhashate. Kaikeyi. Rama is speaking to, when Rama said to Kaikeyi, that Kaikeyi, because Dasharath couldn't call Rama. Now Kaikeyi says to Dasharath, now you have to call Rama and tell him that he's banished from the kingdom. Dasharath couldn't do it. So Kaikeyi, she had Rama call, and she said, first of all, Dasharath's going to give you an order, so you have to follow it, right? You're going to do what he says. Rama's surprised. What kind of a question is that? Of course I'm going to follow what my father says. And Rama says in surprise, Tatbruhi vachanam devi rajno yadabhi kankikshatam karishe pratijane cha ramo dvya nabhibhasate. Tell me what the king wants. I promise I will do whatever he says. What Rama says he'll do, he does. So that was the context. See that? And then Kaikeyi says that truth without deceitfulness. You can speak the truth and be deceitful at the same time. There's an example. Kaikeyi, she's saying what is the truth about dharma, but in a self-motivated manner. Then again, when Bharat turns up and Kaikeyi says, hey, you know what? We got some good news. Ram's going to the forest and you're going to be the king. Bharat couldn't. So he also, when everyone has tried to bring Rama back, then Bharat comes. He goes out, okay, I'm going to bring Rama back. He'll listen to me. He loves me. And he failed. And Rama again says the same thing, again and again in different ways. Lakshmi Chandrat Apayadva Himavan Va Himam Tyajit Atiyat Sagaro Velam Napratigyamaham Pipu. Beauty may leave the moon. Snow may leave the Himalayas. Happening now in that chapter. Himavan va himam tyajit. Snow may leave the Himalaya. The ocean may go beyond its shore, but I will never violate the promise given to me, says Rama. So much he's emphasizing on truthfulness. So, Again, nahi pratigyam kurvanti itatham satyavadinaha lakshanam hi mahatvasya pratigya paripalanam. Those who always adhere to truth do not make false promises. Keeping one's promises is surely the mark of one's greatness. So Ram is again and again teaching others about truth, but this is not spoken by Ram. This is spoken to Ram by Lakshman, when he has to remind Rama that you have to fulfill your word. Because just prior to this, Lakshman was struck by Indrajit's spear or whatever it was. And Lakshman, it looked like he was going to be dead. And then Rama is, Rama is lamenting. Deshe deshe kalatrani, deshe deshe chabandava. Come to desham pashami yatra bhrata sakha. One may have wives and relatives in every country. Sometimes it comes up every so often in Tamil Nadu. So one has one wife in Chennai and another in Chidambaram, something like that. So it's not against dharma. Or you can have wives in different countries, and you can have brothers and friends, but you can't have a brother like Lakshman in every place. When we think of Ramayana, we think of, you cannot but help of Sita, Ram, Lakshman, Hanuman, and it's very hard to say who's, well, it's Ramayana, so you could say Rama is the most important. Rama thought that his word to his father was more important than himself. Some, especially Sri Vaishnavas, they call it Sitayana, because it's all based around Sita. She's what makes the story work. Otherwise, there's little adventure. Rama kills Tartaka and shoots Maricha. India. A little action, little romance, and Parshuram also. But they could have lived happily ever after in the forest. In Ayodhya. The demigods didn't want them to live happily. They polluted Kaikeyi's mind because we didn't want Rama to come to live happily in Ayodhya. He's already living happily in Ayodhya in the spiritual world. Let him live there happily, but we brought him here to kill Ravana. So we got to get him out of Ayodhya. So Sita, how pure she is, how the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself is so much devoted to her, the absolute standard of pativratata, the dedication to the husband, and Lakshman also. Hanuman, there's a whole cult of Hanuman worship almost separate from that. Who's the better servant of Rama, Hanuman or Lakshman? Who can say? It's very, how can you say? They had different services, but both completely dedicated. And there's so many others also, but Lakshman and Hanuman, outstanding. Even though Hanuman didn't come until later in life, ready and lot of action. Lakshman was there from the beginning of life. So how great is Lakshman? How great we should study Ramayana every day. How great is Sita? Mandodari knew. He could understand. Pativratanam nakasmat patantyashruni bhutale. After Ravana was killed, Mandodari said, the tears of a woman who is devoted to her husband, they do not fall on the ground in vain. Those who mistreat such a woman, they have to suffer. Going on. Lakshman, glories of Lakshman. Lakshman is loved for not controlling his anger. There's a verse, it comes in Mahabharata, very similar verse in Ramayana, spoken by Lakshman to Rama. Guru rapya viliptasya karya majanataha utpattam pratipannasya karyam bhavati shashanam. In Mahabharata we have Bhishma speaking this to his guru, Parashuram, that if a guru doesn't instruct properly, doesn't know what is right or what is wrong, he strays from the path, he should be fully given up. But Lakshman said he should be punished. He's referring to Dasharatha, that senile old man. I'll go and cut his head off right now. He says to Rama's all the time. And Rama then speaks wise word to Lakshman. Destiny, fate, see, and we have to follow that. And then Lakshman says, Viklavo virya hino yasa daivam anuvartate vira sambhavitatmano na daivam paryupasate. What is this nonsense, fate? I'm a kshatriya. I've got a sword in my hand. Where's that fate? I'll cut his head off too. Only timid, useless, weak people submit to fate. We are kshatriyas. We'll fight. We'll destroy this fate. Nonsense fate. There are so many things. So what do you do? You accept your fate or you don't accept? That throws a whole nother spanner in the works, right? You're supposed to accept your fate or you don't accept your fate, and what do you do? And how do you know how to act in any situation? That's why we need brahmanas who advise what to do in various situations. The general advice for Vaishnavas is tatenu kampan susamikshamano. But as a Kshatriya who has to rule the earth, then their dharma, their seva, their service to Krishna, may be it is to fight to uphold even worldly dharma, which is required for directing people on the path of devotional service. So Ramayana is sometimes condescendingly referred to as one of those wisdom literatures. So there's Ramayana, Mahabharata, the King, and the Iliad, and the Odyssey. Well, they're all ancient wisdom literature, but it's a lot more than that. But there are many things we can learn from Mahabharata, which applicable in our lives. Unfortunately, some nonsense people, they take that and they want to apply that. Lessons from Ramayana to improve your career. All this whole idea of a career has got nothing. It's a symptom of the breakdown of dharma. There's the idea to have a career, because there's no such thing as a career in Varnashram dharma. You do your duty, that's all. You're supposed to do. Not that you're trying to. Career means you push others down and push. Okay, so some wisdom sayings from Ramayana, having put that in context. When Dasarath was unable to convince Rama to stay in Ayodhya, he said, okay, I got the solution. You're going to go to the forest, we'll move Ayodhya to the forest. We'll all go with you, we'll take all the elephants, all the shops, everything, and we'll make a... And Rama in reply, Yo hidatva dvipashreshtham kashyayam kurute manaha rajasnehena kim tasya yajata kunjarotamam. Someone's giving away a kunjarotamam, a very good elephant, but he's very attached to the rope, the chain. I'm giving away the rope, the elephant, but I'm not going to give away the chain, the elephant. So Rama says this is ridiculous. In a roundabout way, he's saying to Dasarath that your proposition is ridiculous. Now, when you're abandoning the kingdom, what's the use of all the paraphernalia? It's like giving away an elephant and being attached to the chain on the elephant. When Kaushalya was trying to tell Sita, you see, Rama was banished to the forest. You weren't banished to the forest. You are not fit for forest life at all. You've always lived in such luxury, and even the she only walked on flower petals, never on the earth. Kaushalya, Sita was also stubborn. Rama was stubborn to follow his father's order, and Sita was stubborn to follow her husband. She said, Na tantri vidyate vina na chakro vidyate rataha na pati sukha medheta yasyadati chatatmaja. What is a veena without strings? It's meaningless. Chariot, bring a very good chariot. There's only one thing wrong with it. It doesn't have any wheels. So it's useless. To make nice air-conditioned chariot. Like have in America these tractors, air-conditioned. You hear in the fields in India also, they're driving the tractor listening to Bollywood or Tollywood. Was it here? Collywood? Collywood music. They're driving along. But you can make it very nice, but without wheels it's useless. So, even a woman, Sita says, she can never be happy without her husband, even if she has 100 sons. Then, words of Kaushalya. Shoko nashiyate dharyam, shoko nashiyate shutam, shoko nashiyate sarvam, nasti shoka samo ripuhu. What is the greatest enemy? We learn from Bhagavad Gita, anger is the greatest enemy. But here, Kaushalya says that grief is the greatest enemy, because due to grief she gave way to anger. She started chastising Dasarath, which she'd never done in her life. But grief destroys one's patience and tolerance. It destroys one's learning. Destroys everything. There is no enemy greater than grief, she said. He said, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. I was overcome by grief. Kulinam akulinam va viram purusham maninam charitrameva vyakyati shuchim vayadiva chim. Whether one is born in a good family or a low family, whether one is, you can boast about yourself as being a great heroic person, but it can be understood whether one is shuchi, pure, or asuchi, impure, by one's character, by one's behavior. Udvijante yata sarpat naradanrita vadina. Again, the truth. Just as people are afraid of snakes, in the same way people are afraid of people who tell lies. We're very afraid of such people. Naturally, we feel afraid when we have a snake. 3 days ago, just before Mangalati, crate in the shower area. So we're a little late for Mangalati. Most dangerous snake. Sarvagya killed it. Na supratikaram tattu matra pitra cha yat kritam. It is difficult for children. Children cannot repay the debt of what the mother and father have done to bring them up. Did you hear that, all you young children here? You can't understand it. You'll understand it when you have. How do the children repay the debt for what their mother and father have done for them? By having their own children. It's passed on. And of course they have to look after their elderly. But they have to look after their children as their parents looked after them. And when the parampara gets broken, then you get the world today. Of course, right? Trishu dushtarshu varshaya jayateva. There's so many things. Yes. So many things. Anagata vidhanam tu kartavyam shubham ichchata apad ashankamanena purushena vipaschita. Rama is telling Lakshman to be alert. When you see signs of things going wrong, you should take note of that and act accordingly. Rama says, if you see there's some danger, you have to act in advance to prevent it. Yeah. That way you can live safely in this world. Rama is seeing omens. People don't believe in omens anymore, but bad omen. So he saw that, and Rama was expecting trouble from. And what actually happened? Kara came. So then Rama told you go and you take Sita, you look after her, take a little distance. And Lakshmana said, you take her. I said, no, you take her. I'll kill them all. Fun. Who gets the fun? Rama gets the fun because he has that right to kill all the Rakshasas. He has the first duty to do so. But it's also fun for the Kshatriyas to fight. Sukhina Kshatriya Partha Lavante Yudham Idrisham. They like to fight. Karma Loka Viruddham Tu Kurvanam Kshanada. Going back to snakes. This is what Rama says to Kara. Tikshnam sarva jano hanti sarpam dushtam ivagat. You're just like a snake. Just like snake should be. A cruel and ferocious person whose motive is to hurt people and harm them. Just like a snake should be killed. Such people should be killed. Nachiram papa karmana prurara loka jugupsitaha aishvaryam prapya tishtanti shirnam mula ivadruma. Cruel persons who inflict physical and mental injury on others are hated. Everyone hates them. Such persons can amass great wealth, but they can't retain it for long. They will perish like a tree whose roots have become decayed. Just yesterday I saw on the World Sankirtan newsletter, a story came of Ananda Gauranga, your godbrother in National Capital Region. He's selling books at train metro station, and so he on the platform, because he takes books when he goes to work, he takes books. He's always selling books. We saw one woman when he gave her a book. He said, "No, I don't believe in all that. It's all about karma, and I don't believe in karma." Why not? He said, "Well, because I'm having such a bad time, and the people who are causing harm to me, they're living well, and I'm not living well, and they're causing harm. How can I believe in karma?" So he said, "Well, at least give a donation." He gave a donation, then he had to talk him into taking a book. So you can understand what is karma. But this Ramayana would be, this very statement, very good for that. And the Bhagavad Gita, we have for that. So many things. Actually, we do need a very important book, Masters, Reincarnation and Karma, because that's a common doubt. How is it that, why do bad things happen to good people, and why do bad people flourish? That seems to be evidence. There's no God, and there's no such thing. It has to be honest. Rama went on to say to Kara, oh yeah, I said that. No, I didn't say. Nachirat prapyate loka papanam karmana phalam savishanam mivananam bhuktanam kshanadacha. In this world, those who perform sinful activities will before long suffer the consequences in the same way as poisonous food will kill a person in a short time. The thing is, we only see it in one life, but it goes on to the... So, sinfulness, talking about sinfulness. Paradara bimarshatu nanyat papataram mahat. There's no greater sin than coveting another man's wife. Who said this? Maricha the Rakshasa, trying to tell Ravana that that was Ravana's mistake. He thought, I'm so powerful, sinful reaction cannot touch me. I can do whatever I like. Ramayana, if it's explained, there's so much So much understanding comes out of it. Maricha said this. He's a sinful birth, sinful person, but actually he was always thinking of Rama. Intensely thinking of Rama. Whenever he hears the sound Ra, he immediately becomes afraid. Rama's coming. Rama didn't kill him. First time. There was a purpose in that. Sabhara somya bharatavyo yo naram navasadayat tad annam api bhoktavyam jiryate yadam amayam. Don't lift more than you can lift properly, comfortably, and don't eat more food than you can digest. Otherwise, you're going to suffer. Try to lift something too heavy for you, you're going to cause bodily harm. You eat too much, you're going to get sick. This is Jatayu to Ravana. You think that's just another woman. Don't lift a weight heavier than you can lift. Don't try to eat something which you can't digest. Jatayu is trying to give good advice to Ravana. You think you can just lift her up? It's a weight heavier than you can carry. You think you can just take her and digest? This is poison for you. Yat kritva nad bhavet dharmo na kirtirna yasho dhruvam sharirasya bhavet kheda kastat karma samaj. Who will perform an action that won't bring you dharma or reputation nor good fame and will only result in sharirasya kheda? Kheda means lamentation, exhaustion. It'll wear you out. Who will do that? Ravana will do it. Jatayu is saying to Ravana, but Ravana thought the laws of nature do not apply to me. He was wrong. See, Mumurshurnam tu sarvesham yat patyam tanarochate. Again, the example. The people advise you, this is Sita to Ravana. So many people told. Yes, try to give him good counsel. Vibhishana tried. Everyone. Rama himself tried. Maricha tried. Kumbhakarna tried. Everyone was trying to better. But Sita told him, Mushunam sarvesham yat patyam tan. Just like you're advised not to eat food which will give you illness, but a fool, someone who's determined to die will take the food that will kill him. Ghee is very good food, but if you have jaundice and you eat lots of ghee, you're finished. Ghee, the best ghee can be the worst poison. And so similarly, Sita, we all want Sita, we all want to, but if we approach her in the right way, she's the best for everyone. But the way Ravana wanted to take her, death for him. But Sita saying, you won't take why. People who are inviting their own death won't take good counsel. Won't take good. Then another Lakshman statement, kind of statement he would regularly make to Rama. Utsaho balavanaya nastyutsahat parambalam sotsya hastya hilokeshu nakinchid apidolabam. Enthusiasm is strength. Arya, he addresses him. Arya. He addresses Rama. Rama, some time to time, Rama would go through the pastime of being discouraged. Rama just felt without Sita, finished everything, and there was no sign how it's gone, and there's no way we can find the whole big world. How are we going to find out? But Lakshman says, enthusiasm is strength. There is no greater strength than enthusiasm. There is nothing non-attainable in this world for one who has got enthusiasm. Dukita sukito bhapi sakyo nityam sakagati. Whether in sorrow or happiness, a friend is always another friend's support. So that's applicable to Lakshman. But Sugriva said this to Rama. That Rama told his story to Sugriva and said, okay, I'll be your friend. With friends, you can rely on a friend. Which Rama did by killing Vali. After which Vali protested, but Rama justified himself by saying, Jeshto brata pita vapi yascha vidyam prayachati prayo vai pitaro gyeya dharme cha pativartinaha. One's elder brother, father, and the teacher who gives knowledge. They're all these three should be known by those who are on the path of knowledge. They should know these three to be just like one's father. So, justifying killing Vali because you misbehaved towards Sugriva. You didn't fulfill your dharma. That was one of the reasons. Artahinam upapannam purvam chapyupakarinam asham samshrutya yohanti saloke purushadamaha. This is Ram to Lakshman when he sends Lakshman to Sugriva. Sugriva has given his word to help Rama, but there's no sign of him. So Rama is thinking Sugriva is failing in his promise. And he tells Rama tells Lakshman to tell Sugriva. A person who gives hope to another, who requests for money or aid or something, or has helped someone in the past, if you give them hope, yes, I'll help you. But then if you disappoint them by not keeping his promise, that person is Purushadhama. Saloke Purushadhama, the worst person in the world. Gogne chaiva surape cha chaure bhagnavrate tata nishkriti nihita sadbi vitagne nasti nishkritihi. Ungratefulness. Rama tells Lakshman to tell Sugriva that there is atonement even for someone who kills a cow, someone who drinks alcohol, someone who steals or breaks one promise, but there is no atonement for someone who is ungrateful. We know from Mahabharata that even the jackals would not eat the dead body of someone who is ungrateful. So Lakshman, he's angry. You better not get on the wrong side of Lakshman. He marches in and Sugriva is having a party as usual. And Lakshman marches in and Tara tells
Bali, hey, you better get your act. He's all drunk and better get your act together. Lakshman's coming and he's in a bad mood. So Bali, Sugriva pulls himself together and and Lakshman is just restrains himself from killing Sugriva, but he gets on his case. Come on, you said you'd come and help us. Now you have to help us. And Sugriva says, Na kaschin aparadyati. There's no one in this world who never made a mistake. Sita also said. Quality of forgiveness. And Hanuman wanted to kill all the Rakshasis. No. Don't kill them. Anivedam cha daksham cha. Manashas cha parajayam. Karya siddhi karanayahu. Now this is Angada, who's the son of Sugriva, who therefore now they all gave up. We reached the end of the world. We went all through the area we were supposed to go through. We came to the ocean. There's nothing beyond this. And we didn't find Sita. So let's all just sit here and die. But Angada said, Angad, we have one here. He said to Sugriva, this is the Anirvedam, not getting depressed. Dakshamcha, shouldn't get depressed. Should continue, push on to achieve one's goals, expertise, not losing heart, then you can fulfill your goal. So even though it seemed hopeless, Angada was telling his father, don't give up heart. Na vishade manah kayam vishado doshavattara vishado hanti purusham balam kudda ivoda. So Angada continues. Don't allow yourself to be overcome by despondency. It kills a person. You see, depression. People just become overcome by depression. Kills a person. It's just like a snake kills a child. Finished. If you become depressed and overcome, you're finished. Anivedo shriyo mulam anirvedo param sukham. Not getting depressed, frustrated, dejected is the basis for all prosperity and happiness. Vinashe bhavo dosha jivanapnoti bhadrakam. This is Hanuman saying similar thing. He'd searched all the palaces of Ravana, but he didn't find Sita. And he was thinking, can't go back, I might as well just die here. Then he told himself, giving up one's own life doesn't do any good. To continue to live, there's hope of Bhadram, that there will be better times. When there's life, there's hope. Digastu paravashyatam, to be under the control of another is condemned. Drishyamane bhavet priti sohridandasya drishyata. That's especially for kshatriyas, to be under the control of others. Then I just read, Sita is being threatened by the Rakshasis. and telling her, why don't you accept Ravana? And she says, Vishamane bhavet priti so hridam nastya drish. That they're saying that Ram is a long way away. You can only love someone if they're with you. But she says that real love is there even if you don't see the person. Kalyani bhata gateyam lokiki pratibhati me eti jivantamanando naram varsha shatadati. Sita says to Hanuman that there is a saying, if one continues to live, happiness and bliss may come even after a gap of 100 years. It means you may have to suffer so much, but if you go on living, good times may come. So she says, yeah, that's a good saying, because I was always thinking about killing myself, but now that you have come, Hanuman, now I know that good times are coming again. Anrishangsham paro dharma. This Sita sends a message to Ram through Hanuman to think of others, to be kind to them, to be merciful. That is the greatest dharma. Rama knows that, but she's saying it's your dharma to protect me. So she's, come on. Then nasama rakshasu gunaya kalpate nadanam arto pachiteshu yujyate. Hanuman is thinking, okay, I came, I saw Lanka. What should I do next? Should I try to have some diplomacy? No, it won't work with them. Sama bheda dana danda. The Sama won't work, trying to reconcile with them. Just as you cannot reconcile, you cannot convince, you can't bribe a person who's got lots of money. You can't pacify him. So Hanuman thought that the only thing they know is force and power. So let's show a little bit of it. I'm just a monkey servant of Rama. Just want to show you what an insignificant servant of Rama can do. Still want to keep Sita? Okay. Ram's coming. Don't believe me? Okay. Ram will come. The implied message. But then afterwards, after having burned Lanka, kopam na gachanti hi satvanta. People are really strong in heart, they don't become angry. Vacha vacham prakupito na vijanati karhichit na karyam asti kudhasya na vacham vidyate kvachit. When you're angry, you don't think what should be done and what should not be done, what should be said and what should not be said. There is krodna kore kiba. Krodna kore kiba. What is that? What will you not do when you're angry? You can do anything. There's nothing unspeakable. There's nothing wrong in his book. Because he's thinking, I set Lanka on fire. Maybe I killed Sita too. I didn't even think about that because of anger. But then again he thought, Nagniragno pravartate. Fire cannot act on fire. Fire cannot burn Sita. She herself is fire. She is the fire didn't destroy Lanka. She destroyed Lanka. Nirutsahasya dinasya shoka paryakula. sarvartha vyavasidanti vyasanam chadigachati. Similar statement. This is Sugriva to Rama when Hanuman brought news of Sita and Ram becomes happy. At the same time, Ram is thinking that, well, how are we going to bring a whole army over to Lanka? How are we going to get there? And for him to fight with them is one thing. How are we going to get there? But Sugriva says that don't become overwhelmed by grief, become unenthusiastic, weak-spirited, and sorrowful. You just become overwhelmed and you can't do any good for yourself or others. Then, mantramulam cha vijayam pravadanti manasvinaha. Wise men say that the root of victory is consultation and discussion with learned and wise men. Who said that? Not Ravana, because he always did whatever. He said it himself. After he's again and again he was sending off people. A bunch of men. That's what we eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, right? And monkeys, and I'll go and kill them. No, I'll go and kill them. I'll go, one after another. After some time, Ravana calls together his ministers. Well, I think wise men consult their ministers. He didn't do it up to that point. And they all told him the same thing, again, that, look, just give Sita back. And he became angry with them, and then they flattered him. Janami shilam gatinam sarvalokeshu rakshasa vishanti vyasaneshvete gatinam gataya sada. This is Ravana to Vibhishana. I know about these relatives. They always rejoice when their relatives are in trouble. So if we find people rejoicing when their relatives are in trouble, we could say, they're one of Ravana's type. Yata pushkara patreshu patitas toya bindava naslesham abhigachanti tatan aryeshu sohridam. Like drops of water on the lotus leaf do not stay. Common example. In the same way is friendship with people who lack character. This is Ravana speaking to Vibhishana. Vibhishana had character, Ravana didn't. But in Ravana's understanding, because Vibhishana is leaving him, therefore he lacks character. You're a fair weather friend, as we say in English. Then Vibhishana goes to Rama and surrenders to him, and the monkeys are doubtful, not Hanuman, because Hanuman had already seen Vibhishana get on the case of Ravana when Hanuman first went to Lanka. And so all the monkeys are telling him that he's a Rakshasa, you can't trust him. Then Ram says, what do you think, Hanuman? And Hanuman says that Akara chadyamano pi na shakyo viniguhitam baladhi vivrunotyeva bhavam antargatam nunam. One's innermost thoughts and emotions reflect in one's physical appearance. Such changes, or body language, nowadays we call that body language. So people, you can read that, you can understand what people are thinking by their body language. So Hanuman says that Vibhishana what he's saying is sincere. We can see. There are so many. I'll read a little bit. Darjantina vita shura nirjala ivataya daha. Clouds which have already rained, if thunder comes from them, you can't expect much more rain. So the real heroes, they don't roar like that. They show their valor in action. And Kumbhakarna did that. He doesn't come off so bad, actually. He tells Ravana, look, you're a fool, give Sita back. And he says, okay, I'll go and fight. I'll do my duty. I'm telling you, I'll kill Rama, but actually I won't. But anyway. You want to hear it? Okay, I'll tell you. First of all, he tells him that no one's going to defeat Rama. And then Ravana sends him out. And he was saying, okay, yes, I'll win. You want to hear that? Okay, I'll kill Rama. You want to hear that? I'll tell you that. And then Rama's killing him. And he says, could you do me a favor? Shoot my head. When you kill me, shoot my head into the sea. So that it's all mangled up and all this and that. So it doesn't get eaten by vultures. Just do me a little favor, could you? Tells it. Not so bad. I have something. For all it's worth. I guess one Rakshasa. Parasvanam chaharanam Haradara-bhimarshinam Suhridam Atishanka Chayodosha Sayavaha. Stealing others' wealth, lusting after another's wife, doubting the integrity and character of friends, these three lead to destruction. This is Vibhishana to Indrajit. Indrajit is rebuking Vibhishana. Indrajit meets Vibhishana on the battlefield, and Indrajit is rebuking Vibhishana. Why did you give up Ravana, your brother, my father? And Vibhishana says that, see, that he stole the wealth of others, he's coveted another man's wife, and he's blaming me who was giving good advice, so he's doomed. Should be given up. Okay. Here's a statement from Hanuman. I'll finish up here. Bhakti seva bhagavato muktis tat padalanghanam ko murha dasatang prapyo prabhavang padamichat. Bhakti means devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is translation. Mukti, accepting liberation, trying to go beyond the lotus feet of the Lord. Tatpada langhanam, accepting liberation without service to Him. What fool is there who, having the opportunity to serve the Lord, would accept liberation without devotional service? Jai Sri Ramachandra Bhagavan. Jai Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman. Jai Srila Prabhupada. So we should have it announced for Ramayana distribution this evening to the public. Get all their names, and then whoever doesn't have a Bhagavatam, you go later the Bhagavatams. Vancha kalpatarubhescha kripa sindhubhe patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Dante nidhaya charnaka. Hey sadhava. Gauranga Chanda Charane.